Well, hello my beautiful Capricorn, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for October 2023. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Capricorn, this is your monthly reading for October. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. But just to make you aware, October is going to be a pretty wild ride in terms of planetary alignments and occurrences. We have not 1 but 2 eclipses that will affect the order of the energy this month. We have a solar eclipse, often referred to as the Ring of Fire, and it is on the 14th of October. It will be visible to see in the Western Hemisphere by most. For some it will appear as a partial eclipse, but for others you'll get the full display. Now eclipses, they are noted for affecting our mood and our behaviors. You may feel a little bit more sensitive than usual or feel like something is a little bit off. Also, your sleeping patterns may be disrupted in some way. So it's worth noting that you'll be highly affected by an eclipse that is coming. And of course, there's 2 of them, so this month is a little bit of a bumpy ride. Now, also, it is a perfect time, though, to withdraw, recharge your batteries, and reflect on your life path, and make major decisions to shake life up a little bit. You know, even spiders, they're known to dismantle their webs during a solar eclipse and rebuild it once the eclipse passes. So the energy does tend to affect us all to some degree. Now, eclipses, they act as portals to exploring other avenues in life. So if you're not happy in some area, it is a perfect time to make some changes. And it's worth noting as well that I'm just getting your cards first there. It's also worth noting that eclipses, they only become difficult to deal with when we resist the changes that we know deep down are necessary to move forward. And you have the Death card as your starting position. So I feel like you're being very flexible and you're making the changes that are necessary for your life. Now, on the 28th of October, we have a partial lunar eclipse, which offers life-changing energy to usher in any of the decisions that you've been making over the coming weeks. It helps you evolve and transform your life in some way for the positive. Eclipses, they tend to have a bad rap for negative forces or energy, and they can influence abrupt changes, reversals, and U-turns that can make the everyday difficult. So don't get me wrong, October may see a very, very bumpy ride in terms of the energy, both personally and globally. But on a more positive note, it actually reminds us we must be flexible and be ready for that one constant factor of life, which is change. Now, Pluto, the heavyweight planet of truth, actually goes direct this month on the 10th of October. So you will witness many exposés or revelations, shall we say, both on a personal level and, of course, on a global scale. And revelations of alternative agendas can bring uncomfortable truths, but Pluto tends to bring our attention to any undercurrent in order to elevate us towards awakening closer to the light. Now, personally, anything that has been holding you back or hindering your path is automatically left behind as you emerge brand new and renewed with energy and vitality. And a final push, shall we say, to detoxify and declutter your life. This all takes place in the sign of Capricorn, which is your sign, so you will be heavily influenced, of course, by these changes. And these occurrences happen in the financial markets, rules, regulations, and policies. So you may see major changes and power struggles in these sectors in the world as well over the coming months. But basically, it's a perfect time to check in with and secure your finances, to download any monthly statements as proof of your coins, should there be any gremlins in the system. Also, it's a perfect time to have confidence in your natural talents and abilities to launch any new ideas, entrepreneurialships, or side hustles to become financially independent. Now, in terms of love, of course, we have a new moon in Libra, so it is a very positive energy. If you're in a relationship already, you'll start to reset your love life and bring that spark back in to get back on track. And remember why you fell in love with each other in the first place. It solidifies your bond. And if you are looking for love, it is a perfect time because we also have Pluto helping in this area because it's in the third house of communication. So it's a perfect chance to put yourself in a position to meet someone new. Overall, it is a month of change, and it does close with the veil between worlds being the thinnest on Halloween, or Samhain, however you call it. And it is actually a time that you rejoice in the cycle of life. And in most cases, it brings people together and the community to rise. Spiritually, you'll feel called to align yourself and make a deeper connection to your higher self. And also, personally, you have the 10th house influencing you at this time, which is all about ambition. It's about drive. You'll have the energy and the motivation to get projects done. Whether you're in a career environment or not, you'll finish tasks that you've started, and you'll feel very proud of your energy as you look back on the month that you've just experienced. Now, if you are in a career environment, it is a perfect time to establish your name, your reputation, and be really successful. You're full of great ideas and destined for the top. And on a general level, you'll be more organized and focused to hit your targets and pay attention to not wasting any time. Also, your 5th house takes over at the latter part of the month. So that's all about the pursuit of pleasure. So you'll be letting your hair down after working really hard and, trying to bring more fun and spontaneity into your world, accepting invitations and really coming out of your comfort zone to seek more excitement. Some of you may pick up a hobby during this time or revamp your love life. It is actually a time to channel your energy into creative projects or pursuits as well, and a perfect time, of course, to reignite your love life if you feel it has been stagnant there as well. Now, the 5th house, I just want you to be aware, this is really about finding things that you're interested in to make life a little bit more interesting. So whether it's a passion project, whether it is a creative pursuit or a sporting event, whatever it is, even an invitation. Of course, we have Halloween there at the end of the month, so some of you are going to be going out there and partying. It's definitely a time for being in the company of good people, like-minded individuals. And if you are currently searching for your soul tribe, there's a real potential here to meet some people who vibe at the same frequency as you, so you can build a bond and be more sociable with those people as well. Now, we do have the 3rd quarter. This is your first card. It's really interesting. Nobody is getting their houses when I do the shuffling because this stargazing oracle is incredible by MAHRUKH X there, and it does have all the houses in it. But you are the first sign to actually get your house that is governing you. Okay, so that's the 10th house. But it says here forgiveness, contemplation, reflection, reevaluation, introspection, revision, changes are required. Keep trusting. All is not lost, and adjustments. So you may have noticed that life has not been smooth recently. I'm definitely seeing in the water right now a wave. Okay, they're showing me a really large wave. Now, this can mean that you are riding that wave of life. Sometimes there's ups, sometimes there's downs, but you've been learning to ride that wave of life. And it also tends to mean that some of you may feel a little bit more emotional than usual, up in your feelings, and you're trying to not be overwhelmed by those emotions this month. So definitely see there that you're trying to get closure on situations that perhaps have been really difficult for you to get closure on. Doesn't mean that you are moving on without learning a lesson from those experiences. Those experiences that have been difficult have shaped who you are, and they have made you stronger as a result. And I definitely see that whilst they are important because they made you who you are, I feel like they no longer have control over you as you move forward. So you're definitely cutting those experiences back a little bit or out so that you can move forward and enjoy the future. Now, also, some of you may be contemplating a move in life. You may be a little more reflective about the next strategy, your next planning stages of whatever steps you need to take to wherever you want to go. The 10th house sees you really busy, okay? The 10th house, as I said, is all about ambition. It says here career, reputation, fame, legacy, public image, status, purpose, notoriety, achievement, power, and empire. So you're totally building your empire this month. Whether you're in a career environment or not, I definitely see there's structure here for you. I feel like you're organized and you are incredibly focused on not wasting time, and you're going to have the energy and the drive to get a lot of stuff done, even the smaller stuff like paperwork, calls, emails, texts, things to keep on top of everything. I definitely see that you're going to be like just multitasking and just completely in the flow of doing. Of course, if you're in a career environment where you desire the limelight, I definitely see that you will accomplish great things. But what I do see is that it's almost like it's lonely at the top. Okay, that's the energy that I'm getting. And I will go deeper on your cards there, because I feel like you're going to be very goal-oriented this month and you're going to get exactly where you want to be. But I mean, even if you are not wanting to be in the public eye, I definitely see you stepping into leadership positions. But again, you may feel that you're a little bit isolated in some way. You have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders and you're going to be working hard, okay? So it doesn't mean that you don't have people around you who can support, but at the same time, you may notice there's some tasks that only you can do, and you may feel like the world is on your shoulders a little bit. Things do get easier at the end of the month because of that 5th house. But as you see there, I definitely see that you're in the mode of doing. And I feel like your reputation speaks for itself. I feel like you are a hard worker and you are leveling up and valuing your skill set or valuing who you are and what you bring to the table. So that's in terms of friendship, that's in terms of being a family member, but also in terms of your career. So I definitely see that you are connecting to that level of reciprocity, making sure that there is balance. Now, the first card there is the Death card. So you're making some major restructures or changes in your world at the moment. And a lot of you are really looking at some bad habits that you got, okay? Because the Devil card can also be about cutting out things that perhaps you've been tempted to keep doing that perhaps is not great for you, or some of you may even be feeling a little bit stuck and you need to shift and change in some way. This is like a rebirth. The Death card is never really about an end. It is about a beginning. So I feel like you are re-emerging. Some of you may have, withdrawn for a little while in order to focus on what you need to do in order to take the next steps in your life. And now you're sort of like re-emerging. Maybe you've been dormant for a little while, a homebody for a little bit. And I definitely see that you're coming out of your shell a little bit more this month. Towards the end of the month, I feel like you withdraw back in because some of you are going to be focused again on your projects or the next part of your plan, because I feel like you are, accomplishing lots of things and then you're on to the next, So definitely very busy there. The Death card, some of the habits, we all have bad habits at some stage, whether it's procrastination. I see that you're a very hard worker, so you have been busy. So I feel like your energy is more that you tend to be what do you call it? Workaholic, okay? And also I get this sense of perfectionism as well. Now, some of you may be on a bit of a spiritual quest this month, and you may notice that any perfectionistic tendencies that you have may stem from having to work really hard to be noticed when you were younger, okay? So I'm definitely having this energy coming through. And some of you may be working and processing through those emotions in order to release that level of pressure on your shoulders. You're not here to, impress anybody. You're not here to prove yourself to anybody but yourself. But I feel something from childhood that's just coming out. This is a major thing. I didn't expect this reading to go so deep, but some of you may be going through that process in your mind and trying to make peace with it, to let it go, so that you don't always feel like you are on the treadmill of doing. So because I'm just getting this energy that when you were younger, you may have had to fight harder to be heard or loved or seen in some way. And this doesn't have to be from your family unit. It can mean that perhaps you had it hard in college. Maybe there was a teacher who really didn't support you, and you had to work double time in order to learn things because you felt that teacher left you out or that tutor didn't inspire you. Some of you may have been bullied when you were younger, and it was just really hard to sort of get back up and, find that confidence within yourself and, move forward and use your level of success as revenge in those circumstances to almost like prove that you've got this. So some of you are coming from very different situations and different backgrounds, and I feel there's a lot of nostalgia coming out here in this month, and it's all to allow a process of letting go. Okay. But ultimately, this card is about, landscaping. So a lot of you are nourishing your landscape, and it's almost like you're cutting the wheat from the chaff in your life. Things that are outdated practices, situations that have been toxic, that are no longer good for you or have never been good for you, are being let go of. This is a card also of you like looking at diet, perhaps if there's something there that's making you feel bloated or lethargic or, in some way makes you drowsy or gives you a migraine. I definitely get an energy that you're cutting it out. You may have been meaning to do that, but it may have been tempting. But this month you're really sticking to it and saying, no, it has no place any longer in my life. But with the Death card, it also indicates that you're creating space for something new, something more rewarding. So I feel if you've been in a period where you're feeling really stagnant, I feel some of you are opening yourself up to new knowledge in order to move forward. So whether this is you creating like a new way of living, because you've got the Knight of Swords there, which is a real lifestyle change. Some of you may be learning how to create better diet plans, or some of you may be learning how to upskill or learn new talents and gifts to help you set up second streams of income or even help you in your current circumstances in some way. And some of you are learning about, humans, the human mind, the human body. They're showing me body language right now. So, because I'm scrying in the water at the same time as doing your reading. So some of you may be moving into careers where you learn to read people, or you're a really good judge of character, but perhaps there's been somebody that you thought you could trust, and it's really put you in a tailspin because you feel that that person either betrayed you or you didn't quite get the measure of that person. So I'm just getting an energy here of you really looking at life, soul searching, and there's just a lot going on in your mind. You're going to be very cerebral this month as well. Your first card there is the Queen of Swords. As I said, you're going to be very much in your mind, but also the Queen of Swords is to be self-sufficient. So you've got a plan, you're sticking to it, and you're also transforming your life for the better. The Queen of Swords tends to turn her back to the past. Now, male or female, it's not a gender-specific reading, but there's two cards there that are cut and leave behind. So I definitely see that you are landscaping your world, as I said there, but also the Queen of Swords is to be super organized, to create healthier boundaries, to stand strong in your self-esteem, and to make a calculated move on the next part of your journey. So I definitely see that this month you're going to get a lot of clarity of purpose. You're going to set your intentions, align yourself with those, and you understand what you need to do in order to get to where you want to go. This is a card of strategy in the game called life, right? So I definitely see that you're letting go of any false narratives as well, even with yourself. I feel like you're being really honest with yourself, and I feel that you are being very direct about what it is that you want. Also, I feel like you're being very straightforward. Your words have power, and I feel like you're not, cutting corners, and you're not like, how can you put that? There's a word for it. It's almost like you're not going around the houses to explain yourself. I feel like you're being very direct about who you are, what you want. Your authentic self is completely on display, and it actually helps you attract more of what you desire in the way that you want it. Okay, even when it comes to the natural law of attraction, I feel like you're having a vision. You can see what it is that you want in your mind, and thoughts become things, okay? You're someone who is incredibly intelligent, and some of you may have been training for something and it's coming to an end. You're going to get a qualification. You're going to see the results of you investing in you show up in your prosperity, because I definitely see that there's going to be rewards there. And some of you may be even contemplating going back to college or learning a skill that will give a qualification long term, and it may require you to really, withdraw in order to not have any distractions this month as well. Now we have the Queen of Cups. So there's two queens here. So some of you, you may be connecting to soul tribe members, or you may be working in a company with two people who perhaps have different ways of conducting their business. And I feel like some of you may be even severing a tie with these people in order to focus on your own pursuits. Okay, the Queen of Cups, though, I'm going to pull a card on it because there are two queens. When you have those two very strong energies, remember, I always say that the queen is the power behind the throne. Okay, so I definitely get this energy, not that the king is any less powerful, but if history serves anything for us, it can indicate that sometimes the queen's ideas infiltrated the king's actions. So I definitely get this energy that these may be aspects of yourself and how you're governing. It's almost like you are leading the month with a healthy dose of your emotions and also a healthy dose of logic. So I feel like you're really trying to get organized, but still remain tapped into your goals and your dreams and not lose sight of what your heart wants, because there may be like a head over heart battle this month in some area of your life. For example, if you have two job opportunities, one pays loads of money and is a little bit boring, a little bit dull, and requires a lot of your hard work. And then, of course, the second one perhaps doesn't pay as much money, but it's something more that you'd love to do. You may have a little bit of a head over heart battle where you're like, okay, logically, I should take more money because my skill set is deserving of that. However, it's not something I'm going to enjoy as much as the one that pays less. So you may have to make a decision there. So I just want to pull a card and see if this is two people or if it's aspects of self. The Death card, I mean, look at that. You see me shuffle the cards. So it's the same card as your overarching energy. So I feel like these are aspects of yourself. I don't feel like it's two people, but thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide? Yeah, it's you like trying to find alternative ways of doing something that you love. So having that healthy dose of, planning, logic, being honest with yourself, being direct. Well, at the same time, that Queen of Cups energy is to be compassionate, is to be understanding, and to listen to your heart. So with the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like you are really opening yourself up to a new strategy. You're at a bit of a crossroads at the moment, and you're reflecting on your progress. And some of you are looking at changes that you need to make in order to work smarter, not harder. I feel like some of you maybe letting go of something that no longer is for you, whether it is working with these people or whether it is a situation that you feel has run its course or that you've evolved from. You're taking a step back at this time in order to work on your own pursuits or work on your own energy. Also, the Queen of Cups is an energy of being a healer. So some of you are stepping into your self-care processes, rituals, and I definitely get an energy here that you are opening yourself up to more compassion. I feel like you're not being so critical on yourself as you move throughout the month and beyond. I feel some of you are noticing that inner narrative where sometimes you can be a little bit harsh on yourself, and I feel like you're having a little bit more kindness and compassion towards yourself as well. Now, the Queen of Cups, of course, is a card of spirituality, tapping into your intuition. Some of you, it can indicate that something readily seen in front of you is presenting as the truth, but your intuition is telling you with a hunch that something isn't right. I would listen to both. I would see what is in front of my eyes, get the facts, but at the same time, if there is a hunch or a little bit of intuition, a spidey sense as it were, telling you that something is a little bit off, it's worth investigating, getting more knowledge, and, sorting the wheat from the chaff to really get to the crux of it so you can get the full truth of the situation. So just watch out for that. There may be a point in the middle of the month where I'm seeing it is in the middle of the month, where you need to investigate something a little bit more, okay? Now, also, I definitely see you developing your spiritual gifts this month. So some of you may plan like a spiritual retreat, or you're just opening yourself up to meditation or just quiet time. Some of you may not want to have some sort of ritual. You may just want some quiet time to relax and take the pressure off. And they're giving me a song right now. Thanks so much. I'm truly grateful. Okay. Trust your rebel heart. Ride. Okay, I can't quite grasp that bit. It's really muffled. Don't be afraid to take the road less traveled. Okay, now that may be a very famous song, but I can't, for the life of me, think who sings that song. It's a feminine energy coming through, but I can't, I can't locate the voice. I don't know the song. Now, it may have come up for a reading in the past, but I can't really remember it. So that's what I'm being given. And I can't even get that last, that middle bit of the lyrics because it went really muffled. So if you know what that song is, listen out for that song. It can be a sign for you in the next coming weeks that there is something really to celebrate here, a passionate breakthrough and a lifestyle change. Could be a new project, could be a new opportunity, could even be a spark between you and somebody, whether it's in terms of love or whether it's in terms of, you just get on with a group of people and you start to create with them. So I definitely see that you will celebrate something this month. Something is in the works is almost the energy that I've got coming through, but you may be finding an alternative way to do something. I mean, the song literally says, don't be afraid to take the road less traveled. So some of you perhaps will have an option, and it may be an option that perhaps not everybody takes, but it will be more rewarding than the one that everybody takes, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to leave it like that for you and move on. But listen out for that song because it can be a sign for you in some way that there is something really excellent coming for you in the month of October. Now, we do have the Lovers card, and it's in the Resistance position. At grassroots, this is about the law of attraction, the heart yearning at a frequency that attracts their heart's desire. So some of you may have felt a little bit like disconnected recently. You may have been trying to get back into the law of attraction and try to get back on track with what your heart desires. Also, with the Lovers card in this position, it can indicate some of you think or feel that you've been manifesting for a long time and it's not showing up for you. And some of you may change your approach to manifestation. And I definitely see that it starts with this critical energy. Sometimes you berate yourself or sometimes you knock your own confidence. So just watch out for that. And it may not resonate for everybody, but that's the energy that I've got coming through. So I have to give you that. With the Lovers card in the Resistance position, some of you may have felt that you have been a little bit disconnected from your sense of self, and you may be reconnecting in the month of October. You may have felt there's some sort of imbalance going on as well in your life, whether it's that you put a lot of effort in, you're very intelligent, you're really good at what you do, you have a dream, you have a goal, and you're working really hard to make stuff happen, but it just seems like it's not clicking into place, or you may feel that there are blockages. And I definitely see that those blockages will be removed in the month of October. Third week of October is very positive for you. I definitely see something coming that you're going to be very excited about. It's a major transformation, and it really ramps up that level of spontaneity and passion in your world as well. With the Lovers card in this position, I also get an energy that some of you may feel that, like, on a personal level, there's some sort of imbalance, whether it's a food substance or whether it's a vitamin, or you just feel like your hormones are a little bit off recently. You may have been a little bit more sensitive than usual, or you may even feel like sensitive, like in your joints or something. They're showing me bones right now. So some of you may be trying to work out the best food substances for you, or vitamins, or even, perhaps advice to get back and strengthen those areas. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm not a health practitioner, so I can't give any advice in those areas, but I'm just feeling it. It's almost like maybe it's even the weather. Sometimes if you fractured areas or had problems in certain areas, when the weather changes, it can ache a little bit. So maybe you have been experiencing that, and it's really interesting. They're giving me two words, magnetism and magnesium. Interesting that those two words are together. So maybe someone has written that down. I'm not really sure why they exist together, but that's what they're giving me. Maybe, oh yes. I'm really slow today. I do apologize. Sometimes people do wear like magnetic or copper, bracelets and things like that for that sort of thing. So maybe that's why I got magnetism and magnesium. Anyway, I'm going to move away from that energy. Always important to consult a practitioner who is more knowledgeable, of course, with regards to anything health related. So I'll leave it like that. But we do have the Lovers in this position. So some of you are going through a separation, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there. And some of you are walking away from perhaps not just a relationship, but also a way of life or a friendship set. And you may be feeling a little bit isolated at this time. You're going on a very deep journey of personal discovery, but I definitely see that it opens you up to new experiences, new people, and I definitely see that some of you will travel. I definitely get an energy of your life changing for the infinite better as well. And I know it doesn't feel like it at this moment in time. There are no words to comfort you during a separation. I'm sending you a huge hug out there. So much love. I've been through an incredibly difficult separation many years ago where I literally lost everything and I was completely broken. So I know that there are no words to console, because in that moment, it just feels like everything's falling apart. But a couple of years on, and I mean, it happened quite quickly actually, a couple of months on, I can promise you from my experience that things get infinitely better, okay? Because the universe has a way of restructuring our lives to open ourselves up to something more, okay? So sometimes people come into our life to teach us experiences or lessons in order to value ourselves, to become stronger as well. And I definitely see you going from strength to strength. So if you're going through a separation, again, sending you so much love and with respect, I'll disconnect from the energy, but I definitely see that you are healing from this. And although it feels a little bit uncertain right now, I see love coming in for you where you will settle down and you will, if you want to, get married. There is a potential to get married with that person, not that person that you've separated from, but a new person. I see someone new coming in for you, okay? So I just want you to be aware of that. Now, we do have the Moon card, and it's in the resistance position. With the Lovers card partnered, I definitely get an energy here that some of you are really disconnecting from anything that makes you feel uncertain, anything that feels a little bit wishy-washy, or anything that your heart does not desire. So I really feel like you're putting yourself first. And the Moon card can also indicate that something that was hidden comes to light, okay? So I definitely get a sense here that the universe is orchestrating an opportunity behind the scenes for you to present itself at the right moment. And that right moment is the 3rd week of October, okay? Now this could be a project. It could be even a lust for life returning. It could be, a spark between people who have new ideas, or it could even be, an urge to create something, that you are taking accountability for your actions and you're transforming your life for the infinite better, okay? Now, the Moon card is also an energy of being in your feelings, okay, and trusting your intuition. Some of you have not trusted your intuition in the past, and you may have learned a very hefty lesson with that. And I feel now you have almost promised yourself that you are no longer going to ignore any hunches that you have. Also, the Moon card can indicate that some of you have wanted to transform your life in some way, but you've been putting it off or holding off until the right moment. And I definitely see that you are tapping into a different frequency this month where you're attracting all that you desire, okay? And it's going to show up, it's going to show up quicker than you thought. I feel like that sounds like a contradiction in terms, but it's like when we expect something and it never shows up, we start to lose that expectation. We start to feel a little bit frustrated or down that it's never going to happen. And then suddenly, it comes in. So just watch out for that. I feel like something is being delivered to you in the month of October that you felt was never going to show up, okay? And it will. Now, with the 3 of Pentacles in this position as well, some of you have a plan, because this is about engineering a plan or, putting plans in motion. And you've been holding off or waiting for the right moment to reveal. Some of you have been working really hard in silence, trying to make some changes or shifts in your life. And when you're ready, the moment will be right. Now, of course, as we have 3 energies here, we have your energy, 2 Queens, and a 3 of Pentacles. It can indicate that some of you are deciding to walk away from a group that you used to work with, or you may feel like there's no support. You may feel there's no potential for your skills there right now, and you may be deciding to walk away from something. You may even work in an environment, if you're in a career sector, where you feel like there's office politics, there's low workers' morale. And you may be launching something new. You may be thinking about setting up an entrepreneurial ship, or you may be going for a new position where you get to reach your full potential, smash through a glass ceiling, and actually, step up and move into like a leadership position where you get more money, but also where you get more acknowledgement and appreciation for your skill set. So for those of you who are looking for a career opportunity, I definitely see one coming in for you. It may require you to work a little bit more alone than you're used to, if that makes sense. So it could be that it's a leadership position or a managerial position in some way, or it could be something that's freelance and you have to kind of source information by yourself as well. Also, some of you may be wanting to set up an entrepreneurship where you actually work for yourself. So I'm just getting this energy of some of you are going solo, okay? So I definitely get that coming through as well. Now, also with the Three of Pentacles, the Moon card, and the Lovers card there, this can indicate that some of you are a little bit worried about finances. Some of you may have been trying to keep a tight rein on your finances. It doesn't mean that you don't have enough right now, but you may be looking at the world at large and thinking, okay, prices are increasing. Whether it's food, inflation, gas, whatever it is you need, I definitely see that everything is increasing. We all can see that. You don't need to hear from me to know that. But I definitely see that you're putting some plans in place to weather any financial storm. So I'm just going to pull a card there because the Three of Pentacles is in the resistance position. So some of you, I feel like you're trying to be a little bit more discerning about your finances. You're being careful about money, and I feel some of you maybe even taking financial advice or trying to look at financial advice. Look, I'm picking up the energy of the world. So as I said, you're keeping a close eye on the world at large. And this month is also about, the financial market, especially since we have that wonderful energy coming into your sign. And it does mean it's a great time to safeguard your finances or, document what you have by taking an official statement just to prove what wealth you have, if you're lucky enough to have any. With the World card, yeah, I feel like you're looking at your options. I definitely see that you're very goal-oriented. Some of you may launch something new or start something new, even if you're like selling stuff from your house that perhaps you've outgrown or evolved away from. I definitely see that you're attracting more wealth there. The Seven of Cups indicates that you have lots of potential, you have lots of opportunities, and you may have a lot of choices at this time, and you may feel a little bit scattered in your energy, like which one do you want to focus on? Because you're a very gifted individual. With the Three of Pentacles there, it does tend to tell me that you're very talented and very resourceful, and it can indicate here that you have many potentials or possibilities to increase your wealth or bring in second streams of income. And some of you may feel a bit scattered this month. If you've got lots of projects on the go, you may feel a little bit pushed and pulled in different directions. I definitely see you're going to be very busy, and as I said, you're going to be very productive and goal oriented, but you will reach your goal. And a lot of you are tying up loose ends on projects, things that you meant to do that you haven't done, even if it's something on a more domestic scale. So if you've been meaning to clean out that closet or fix that cupboard or change that light bulb, I definitely see that you're going to be in a very resourceful and productive energy to get stuff done. But for the majority energy, Page of Pentacles indicates some sort of new wealth or news on finances. You're making a lot of effort to apply yourself to situations, either to learning. Some of you may actually apply to learn or study something. Pages, as I said, bring news, but also it can be that you're curious about other streams of income and how you can make more money or compound on the money that you have already. So some of you are looking further afield. Again, I would say definitely do your research. Whilst there are wonderful people on YouTube telling you how to do things, it's always best to get your own information as well, because you don't want to just trust, the knowledge that is being given to you. It's always best to do a little bit of extra research yourself. You're very clever, so I can see that you do that already. Now we do have the Hierophant. Now this is in your outcome energy. So if you are in a career environment, I definitely see, if you work for a company, that people in positions of power, hierarchy, they actually are noticing the work that you do. And I see that they have some sort of new position in mind for you. This could be something really exciting. So if there's a lucrative new project being offered to anybody, it's being offered to you. This is a bit of a breakthrough in your career. It's a step up your ladder. And I definitely get this energy of you being inspired to turn your dreams into reality, because you're being bold, you're being daring, you're doing something different. And, you know, even that song said you're taking like a road that is less traveled. So this may not be a traditional way to get to where you want to go. However, I definitely see it's an interesting way of where you want to go. Also, with the Hierophant there, some of you may launch a course of study, maybe a hobby. It doesn't have to be something to upskill. It could be something that you want to do to enjoy yourself. It could be a new craft. Some of you may be employing a new talent or knowledge that you already have in order to accomplish more things. I definitely see that you're someone who is very accomplished and you have reached a lot of goals in your life to date, but sometimes you don't celebrate those wins. So just make sure that you do there. Also, the Hierophant being at the end of the month, a lot of you are connecting to your spiritual practices. It's a reminder to connect to your higher power, to your inner guide, and actually you are, some of you, not all of you, will implement some sort of ritual in order to connect for your highest good. Okay, so what I mean by that is, like, you may take some time to do an affirmation first thing in the morning of gratitude, to welcome in a new day and be grateful for all that you have. Even if you don't have the things that you really want right now, being grateful for all that you have right now attracts more. You are a magnet for prosperity. Some of you with the Hierophant, you may be implementing spiritual practices to quieten your mind, to manage your stress levels, and to take the pressure off. So I definitely see a lot of you connecting to that at this time as well. And with the Hierophant, I'm going to pull a card because some of you may even, you know, find a mentor or find someone who really resonates with you that can help boost your mood or give you information to help you in some area of your life. And some of you may even be thinking about becoming a mentor because you're so skillful at what you do. Some of you could be creating a class online or, you know, imparting your knowledge to somebody to help. And there's a financial exchange there as well. Could be a second stream of income, a passive income where you create something online, put it out there for the world to see, and watch people download your product and, you know, build some finances there for you as well. Now, with the Hierophant, you can't get a bigger message than this. Some of you are getting married this month, okay? The Hierophant is a contract. It can be a professional contract. Doesn't have to be. This can be like a love contract between two people. You know, we've got the Two of Cups there, which is love, and it's also about the Hierophant there, which is about valuing who you are. I mean, some of you looking at this, if you are married, you may have your mother-in-law over the next coming weeks and months, and they may stay for a little bit longer than you expected, okay? But actually, I feel that this is quite a nice energy that's coming through. Of course, if your mother-in-law is still on the physical plane. Also, I get an energy here that there is someone in spirit who is from your family lineage who is going to send you a sign that they are around you. Now, this is going to happen in the last week of October. It's a big message. Let me just see if I can connect to whatever that is. Oh, that's okay. That's an odd image to get, but it's almost like a very big feathered plume, and it's very colorful. You know, I'm not sure how to. I mean, you may notice in the background here that I've got a lovely new soundproof screen. The noise was just getting too loud. I couldn't concentrate, so I had to invest in a proper soundproof screen, not something DIY that I'd done myself. And it's obviously much more colorful as well. I could never do something like this. It's so beautiful. But anyway, it just feels a bit colorful like this. That's why I'm pointing this out right now. I mean, if I was to take a guess, it's so weird. It looks like one of those feather dusters, but it's not a feather duster. So it's like a very long plumage. I mean, this could be something that you'll find on the sidewalk. It's so unique. So look out for it. I mean, it could even be that you're walking past a store and you see something like it in the window. I mean, it's really long. It's like longer than my arm, and it's like plumage, but it's very colorful. So, I mean, it could come from a peacock, but it doesn't look like it. It just looks more feathery. So I'm just going to leave that like that. I'm not sure who needs to hear that, but there's a message there. I feel like there's a sign just to let you know that you're loved and that they are around you and that they got your back. And things have been difficult. You may have been tested, but things are going to get infinitely better. And you're going to see that at the end of October, okay? Now, for some of you, if you are looking for love and you've been going through a separation, the Empress card is an indication of valuing yourself, nourishing yourself, and, becoming a new version of yourself where you see how awesome you are. Learning to live life on your own terms. You've been working really hard, and now is the time to reconnect to yourself, to enjoy life, to, have pleasure in life. And I feel you have been learning to put your own needs first, even if you're mature, and you're feeling that perhaps the opportunity to find love is getting slimmer and slimmer. I definitely see with the Two of Cups and the Hierophant that there is still a potential that you're going to meet love and you're going to, have a high level commitment with that person. So there is a real potential that you're going to find this person either at some sort of spiritual event, or, could also be something creative that you do where this person is spiritual. It could be a place that's sporty, because the Wands energy is giving me this energy of movement. Okay, we got Ace of Wands there. So if you're looking for love, there's definitely a potential there. And if you're already in a relationship, some of you may have decided to get married this month, and that may be happening. And congratulations, have the most magical day. I definitely see it will be really wonderful. It's going to be an incredible experience. Now, moving away from the energy, the Ace of Wands really is about you having more energy this month to have, that passion, take the initiative to make some changes, to make your visions become a reality. Also, this is a card of having a strong transformation, that thoughts are becoming things and that you are dreaming big because you're transforming your life and you have a lot of potential. Also, I get a sense here that you are fully supported by the universe. And the Ace of Wands really is like you're inspired, you could have a new idea, and you've also got the energy to go forward with it. So whether you are launching something new, because I definitely see some of you are launching something new, could be a project, could be an entrepreneurship, or you're just like, making yourself seen in your career or making yourself seen in your immediate circumstances. I definitely see that people are noticing you, appreciating you, and recognizing you for the effort that you make in life, whether that's a friendship, whether that's an entrepreneurship, or whether that's a career environment. I definitely see that you're making waves. Maybe that's what the wave was about earlier. Remember I said I'm a bit slow today. Anyway, I just get, even if you're like a member of a community, I feel like you are an established member of a community who is really highly respected. And although people don't tell you, I feel like that's how they view you. Also, some of you, especially with the energy that I'm picking up on, life has got a little bit serious recently, and I feel that some of you are trying to find the balance between work and play, or enjoyment and good downtime, doing things rather than just sitting at home like scrolling on the phone. I feel like you're trying to get out there and connect to events. It doesn't have to mean that you're being really social. Some of you may do things that you enjoy doing by yourself. Maybe that's how you're reconnecting to your sense of self this month, whether it's going to a gallery or a festival, or even if it's going to like that new restaurant across town that's just opened. I definitely see that you have a thirst for knowledge and new experiences, and that's going to play out heavily in your month of October. Now, at the end of the month, we do have the Hermit energy, and this is all about withdrawing to recharge your batteries, because I feel this month is going to be pretty busy, okay? The Hermit energy also indicates that some of you are, really looking inward for truth, wisdom, trying to, take the next steps on some sort of change in your life. And I feel like you're gaining a lot of enlightenment. The Hermit energy tends to happen when we need to recharge our batteries, or when we're feeling a little bit fed up in the world. And some of you may have been feeling exhausted, or you just feel like it's the same old thing, just a different day. But because we have the Ace of Wands there, I feel like you're trying to push through that energy to find more excitement and more spontaneity and more fun in life. With the Knight of Swords, I see you definitely making major lifestyle changes. The Knight of Swords is also to respond differently to, circumstances. For example, if things are not going your way, or you feel rejected in some area of your life, I definitely see that you're taking ownership and transforming the way that you approach it. I feel like you're not, sitting back and wallowing in it. I definitely see that you are healing. You're giving yourself time, but I feel like you are moving forward and you're not letting anything like break your stride or try and pull you down. And that's easier said than done. Life is hard. And I definitely get an energy that sometimes we can feel defeated. We can, get up in the morning and have the best aspirations and the best energy and be like, you know what, today is a good day. And then a set of circumstances come along and try to crush you or knock you down. And at the end of the day, you can be like, well, actually, that was not a good day. And what am I going to do now? Feel sorry for myself, eat a packet of biscuits. We've all been there, and crash out in front of the TV. But I feel like this time you're turning that pain to gain. I feel like you're turning the energy around, saying, you know what, I'm just going to get up and tomorrow's a new day. And I definitely see that your positivity is changing your circumstances for the better. And again, I know that's easier said than done. Sometimes we can all be as positive as we like. And it doesn't mean that circumstances are going to be awesome. So I feel, you are riding that wave of life. The Knight of Swords also indicates that you're cutting things that are not good for you. And also I get a sense here that with the Knight of Swords, there's this energy of your opinions being informed by experience, but also you wanting to, broaden your perspective. So I feel like you're not letting certain experiences taint your vision of how things are. I feel like you are trying to let things go and let bygones be bygones, if that makes sense. So, with the Three of Pentacles here, I feel it's like you do things differently to other people and they may not understand. And that's okay, because it's your life and it's your way of doing things. And anyone who doesn't get you, I feel like you're like, okay, they don't get me. I'm just going to get on with my thing. And eventually, I feel like they'll start to understand how your way of doing things is more streamlined, more efficient. And I definitely see you being very goal-oriented. This is a card of reaching those goals and even adapting to a new way of doing things or a new way of thinking, but still reaching your goal. And there's a positive outcome assured when you get this card, okay? Now, in terms of finances, with the Knight of Swords there, that is a card that indicates a lot of you are being very money savvy. You're being instinctive and you're understanding business. Some of you may learn more about business or about money. You may be focusing on your pensions, your savings plans, repayment plans, things like that. Ace of Wands definitely indicates that you are very gifted and talented and you have the potential to do something creative to bring in more money. Some of you may launch something at this time as well. But I definitely see that you are learning more about finances and actually attracting more. Let me just pull a card on that because the Page of Pentacles indicates an increase. So some of you may go for an appraisal, for example, if you're in a career environment, there's a potential for a bonus. There also is an indication that some of you, especially if you're freelance, you may have worked for something and they haven't paid you yet. It's in delay. I definitely see that's coming in, but they're going to try and hold on to that pay as long as they can because they want the interest from that pay or that money. Okay. And it's better to be in your pocket than their pocket. So I would just maybe reach out, send a message. Three of Pentacles, building your wealth. Three of Wands. So some of you are definitely changing where you work or changing how you, look at that, the Death card. There's major transformation here. Alternative opportunities coming in here for success. But also I feel the Three of Pentacles with the Three of Wands and the Death card is like you're valuing what you bring to the table. The Three of Pentacles, this is the artist or the architect at work, okay? And people here are discussing the plans, but they're also looking up to this person. And you represent that person. Again, there's a Three of Pentacles. So either you're connecting, perhaps you have a business partnership or you're yearning to be in a business partnership. I definitely see with the Hermit energy, a lot of you want to go solo, or perhaps you're ending a contract in some way. Now, it doesn't mean that this is in work environment. If you're retired, for example, some of you may have had a subscription for a long time with a company that you really loved having. It could be a TV subscription. It could be an internet provider. And some of you are stepping away from it because you're finding an alternative that is either cheaper or offers a better service. So it can indicate that you are you know, cutting back in certain ways to get more, if that makes sense. And with the Three of Wands there, this is a card of you being on the right path. There's an expansion of opportunities headed towards you, and you're making really good choices for yourself. You're aligning yourself with your heart's desire. And with the Death card, it's like all change, major transition, and the Six of Wands, good news, success, being seen, being appreciated, stepping into that limelight for some. It's definitely about success and accomplishment and being looked up to. I definitely get an energy of, I feel someone is going to send you a message that they really look up to you and everything that you are accomplishing or have accomplished, but they also look up to you with your get up and go energy and how you approach life with that passion, even though sometimes you may not feel it. On the outside, people see you as having it all together, and sometimes we don't have it all together, but I definitely see that things are going from strength to strength for you, and I feel like you're changing your circumstances for the better, and this change, it brings so much success and so much reward, and you're influencing these changes, okay? Also, I feel they're giving me a message here. It's time to renew your trust that you are contributing to your highest good in your life in so many ways, and that there are some major rewards coming towards you as well. Okay, so I'm just going to close your reading with your final card. We've got Goose, Inner Knowing. You are a brave traveler. Okay, it says you are a brave traveler. Your soul knows the way. Be confident you will achieve your destination. Loyal friends are always with you. Don't worry, you are blessed. Let yourself fly. Okay, I mean, the fact that the Three of Pentacles and the Two Queens are there, again, male or female, it's not a gender specific reading, and the Three of Pentacles has shown up twice, okay, which is about teamwork. So some of you, you know, I feel like even if you want to go off solo and do stuff by yourself and be wonderfully independent, I feel like you do have people who support you. I feel like there are people who do have your back, and they may not say it, but I definitely see that they look up to you and they respect you. And I feel like they want to help in some way, but they see that you are very independent and you don't really need their help there as well. I also get this energy that some of you may literally be traveling, or you may be trying to relocate in some area of your life. Some of you may also have some sort of distant connection or influence. You may hear a message from someone who is at quite a large distance from you. So it could be family members abroad or friends abroad. I definitely get an energy that you're going to have communication there that's actually going to make you feel really good. And you may hear that this person is coming to visit your area and they want to meet up. Okay, so I definitely see that coming through as well. So I'm just going to pull a trinket before we close. Okay, so we have an umbrella. Okay, now umbrellas, they represent protection and redirection towards something better, but also it indicates that, you know, you've got this. I get this energy of some of you, sometimes you expect the worst just to prepare yourself. It's almost like you're conditioned to expect things to go wrong, when actually this month you're going to be surprised and things go the way you hoped for. We've also got Hagal. Okay, so this rune is about upheavals, taking a risk. Some of you may have experienced some delays, but I definitely see that things are going to get moving in the right direction, especially in the third week of October for you. Some of you may have had some disruptive forces come along, okay, but I see that you are moving through that energy now, and there is a brighter energy upon you. I mean, some of you, sorry, they just won't let me leave this umbrella one. This is so unusual, but some of you, there may be a bad storm. I don't want to give this message. I don't like this message, but some of you, there may be a bad storm that is headed your way. Make sure you listen out and protect your energy, or, you know, for example, if, and I'm just giving this an example, if some of you have heard from your local authorities that there's going to be a bad storm, prepare for it, listen to it, prepare for it, okay? It's worth making sure that you don't travel. I don't see anything negative happening here, but for example, if you're in the car, you could break down and there's a bad storm, you have to ride it out in that storm, and it can make you feel a little bit anxious, okay? So I would just watch out for that. That's just coming through there as well. Safeguard yourself there. We also have wonderful rune, the cattle rune. This is all about wealth, fulfillment, attracting more money, material gain, and being in a very powerful position to change your circumstances. So when you get this rune, it's all about taking stock of what you've got and, you know, how to increase whatever it is that you have. So I definitely see that you are having plans in motion, that you are riding that wave. You're going from strength to strength, and you are increasing your knowledge in order to help you achieve something. Again, some of you need to recharge your batteries and make sure that you're not spreading yourself too thin as well. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Capricorn. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Capricorn, and love and light.